Let's bring in Mehmet Ogutcu. He's the chairman of Global Resources Partnership and the Bosphorus Energy Club. Mehmet, when heads of state write each other letters, you would expect a much different tone. You're a former diplomat. How undiplomatic is this?
I think this letter or piece of paper, I might call it, will be registered as an extraordinary example of how undiplomatic you could be in the diplomatic history. We will talk a lot about that. And I think it also reflects the dangers of summit diplomacy between two leaders, because Turkey is a great nation in its region, US is a great power. When two leaders communicate with one another, not only personal matter, it's about their country's strategic interests. And therefore, there has to be a minimum nicety and manner in such letters. But this letter reflects that what French King Louis XIV used to say, I'm the state. So it reflects the mentality of Trump. I'm the United States. And he probably dictated this to his secretary without any of his foreign policy or Pentagon. It was sent out. And it's like communication. Even in a telephone conversation, you couldn't talk like this. But this letter caused so much anger, frustration, and condemnation, not only in Turkey, but also in the United States. From Democrats, also from within his own party, Republicans. And therefore, whether we should take this letter seriously and respond, or just send it to the dustbin, because the response was already given through the operation, because the letter is dated 9 October, is the exact date when Turkish operation in Syria started. So this was a response probably. I don't think it deserves any response coming directly from President Erdogan. And it also, I think, shows how desperate Trump is, because he is troubled in the States due to this prospect of impeachment and strong reaction coming from his own party and the Democrats. Therefore, he wanted to show how tough guy he is vis-a-vis Turkey by leaking this letter just before the visit of Vice President Pence, that he's going to be in Ankara quite soon. So I find it amazing as a former diplomat that a head of state could put together these words. But knowing, of course, President Trump, his Twitter's messaging and making key decisions through social media, and it's not so surprising. It's extraordinary. As I said, it will be an example in the diplomatic history. We will teach in the schools how you miscommunicate yourself and shoot yourself in your foot.
Okay, with all that's going on, whether it's the letter that President Trump wrote to President Erdogan or the overwhelming vote in the U.S. House of Representatives, what do you expect from today's meeting in Ankara between the U.S. leadership and President Erdogan?
I think both sides will express their positions once again. Also, at the level of Vice President, Foreign Ministry, or the Secretaries want to show back in Washington to their opponents that they have done every effort to stop Turkey. And I don't think that positions will change much. But the only perhaps important issue to discuss could be the role of Russia, because they played the chess game so skillfully, the state of art they displayed, and they filled the gap immediately. And now our border is somehow patrolled by Russians. They also arrange a broker between PYD and Damascus. Whatever the terms, we don't know yet. But I think Ankara would like to ask what role the US played in that, because it looks that it was also a fait accompli arranged between the two capitals as well. To what extent Ankara was involved, I don't know about it. But it's clearly coordinated between Washington and Moscow, and Ankara probably will ask some questions about it. And also probably verbally, they will express how displeased and disgusted they are about this letter from President Trump. And I don't expect much to come. And also the threat about destroying Turkish economy, I think this is a hollow and empty threat, because Turkey's economies of Europe as well as the Middle East. So destroying Turkish economy means destroying also the international exposure of
Okay,
Turkish
because of
economy. So
globalism.
Europeans
Okay.
will not be happy about it either.
All right. Former diplomat Mehmet Ogutcu, I appreciate your analysis. Thank you for joining us.